What's going on, you guys? Yeah, everyone grab their pink comforter. I got the worst haircut ever. This is my haircut. Look at that.
Oh, and then you said Pat Dixon does have a past.
He's Ray DeVito. His chin is kinda neato. He's Ray DeVito. He is a Guido. He's not a pedo. His name is Ray DeVito. Problems with his pedo. He's kind of retardito. Is Ray DeVito. His chin is pretty neato. That Ray DeVito. Your information he'll repeat-o. That stinky Guido. That's Ray DeVito. Rock Bottom Podcast starts now.
What's up? What's going on, you punks? Welcome, Rock Bottom Podcast. I got my good friend here, comedian Phil Hunt. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man? We're in New York City, I'm assuming?
Yep, of course. Always strange to see comedians in the daylight. We're like vampires.
Yeah, man. You, from Indianapolis, too, on top of it. A good friend of mine, Phil Hunt. Last time I saw him, man, causing ruckus, man. Causing ruckus.
Yeah, I wish we could tell that story on here, man. That'd be fun.
We could give we're not bringing up any comedian's name, but nice young, what do you call it? So we're at a comedy club, and Phil asked to bump me. He's like, "Hey, man," but by the way, I don't mind when I'm on a show, comics on a show, and they got to go up before me. They got to go somewhere. That's cool, but you got to admit, nothing's worse when a comic's like, "Hey, man, you care if I go up before you?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure." Like, yeah, you let them bump you, but then they have nowhere to go. They just sit there
and look at you, and you're like, "Oh, you just wanted to go before me." It's like skipping the line in a buffet or something. That it's just like, man, you got to take whatever's left.
Yeah,
but I don't even like the term bump, because even as you say bump you, it's like, nah, not really. I mean,
yeah, because I'm still on the show. We just
would be reserved for someone who's famous.
Well, yeah, no. Also, I will say this: bump is also not a correct term, because bump also is, one is for someone that's famous, but also,
it's also what we did in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's also what we did in the bathroom.
Keep sniffing and breathing in deeply while we're on the pod here. But yeah, it's reserved for people who are usually on a first name basis, or a famous or more accomplished comedian that you don't have to go, "Who the fuck's that?" The comedian was, I'll explain for the people here. The comedian was putting extra people on the show, and then my time kept getting later and later. And I had to ask, hey, my time is, let's call it 10 o'clock, and it's now 10:10. So I asked, could I go not before you, but before all the other people that she found to put in front of us? It was like a clown car of, guest comedians is what she kept calling them. And, they're bumping you. As I said to her, hey, if they're bumping me, these would be people I know. This would be Mark Norman or Michael Shea or somebody with a name.
Yeah, but also, like, getting bumped also means sometimes you're off the show. So that's also not a correct term to use in this capacity.
Yeah, that's why I said it's just putting people in front of us.
Yeah, but in her defense, it wasn't her doing it. She was being instructed to do that.
Right.
So yeah, so that's not on her, but it's all right. I just wanted to say, because like she kind of got upset or whatever, and she stood up for me, you gotta quit, don't bump Ray, which was adorable. But I reached out to her and I was like, hey man, what's your Venmo? I was gonna send her some money, and she's I really did, but the club took care of her, so they all cleared it up, so they're gonna be fine. But I wanted to let her know, hey, don't worry, you're new to this comedy game. There's gonna be real things to be upset about. Trust me. This is
you got to pick your battles.
There's going to be other things. But you were telling me about a scenario, and let's not say the club, it's another club that we're both, even though I haven't worked there in a while, but then again, the booker changed, but a club that we're both past at, that you said that there was an issue that happened like a night before with some
there's always issues. It's live entertainment, so there's always issues.
But this show, we're all getting paid to be on the show. And what was
but unless you want me to trash somebody, I'm not going to.
No, don't say the name. Don't say the name.
I can't even tell without.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, the details would be too. It'd be like, oh, I know exactly where this was.
Oh, it'd be revealing. It'd be revealing. Okay, because you were telling me the story, and I didn't hear the person's name.
That was off camera.
Yeah. But that was off camera. That was also at a comedy club, and I didn't know. Like, I don't want people's names. That's not all I want. But
they'd immediately know who it was and why and everything else, and then it'd become a bigger issue. So don't engage.
I got you, man. I got you.
But we'll just say, I mean, comedians is like joining the circus. And then, like I said, it's live entertainment. So there's moving parts. So something is always going wrong. And if you can't adjust.
Lord knows, I'm still trying to adjust. I'm missing all the adjustments.
You're kind of on the fly there.
Yeah.
Wait, did I see that Bryce Young got put in that game the other day?
Oh, LeBron's kid,
down like 40.
What'd you say now?
Did I see that Bryce Young got put in that game the other day? The Panthers game.
The Panthers game. Okay, Darnold's out as a quarterback.
By like 40,
right?
And I think they asked him to go in, and I was listening to some sports talk, and they were like, "That's unacceptable of them to even ask him as a number one pick."
What are you talking about? He's on the team.
No, I know, but I'm saying he's down by like 40, and they're like, just go in for a quarter.
Why not?
And well, they were saying, like, if you're trying to rebuild his confidence, do you think him being down 40-0, what's the time to pull him off the bench?
So what? No, he's on the team.
I
say you go in and play, you got to go in and play.
I hear you, but I think
we got a professional
guy had a point.
I don't know about that. Speaking of which, here's the legend right here. This guy's a professional baseball player. Legend, Phil, are you related to Mike Hunt?
Every white guy does this joke, man. I'll tell you the truth. My middle name is Mike, so I always find it funny that every white guy does this joke.
Who's Mike Hunt? I don't even know. I'm a dummy.
The MYCUNT. That's the joke. Is that when you say Mike Hunt really fast, it sounds like.
Oh, I got it.
Every white guy just goes, good thing you're not related to Mike. And I'm like, what is that?
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
But he's
my middle name is Mike, whoever, the legend. Oh, he paid to say that too.
Yeah. So. Allegedly, this is Mark Lewis, former number one pick of the Cleveland Indians. But no, he played baseball for 10 years. I say that so I don't put his business out there. But yeah,
legal issues.
But yeah, man, if you're drafted, you just go in. You don't get to say.
Well, I pulled up the stats here, and I mean, Andy Dalton had 93 yards, 2 interceptions, and then it says Bryce Young here, 2 for 2, negative 4 yards. So yeah, I think the older guy, there was an older guy I was listening to. I can't even tell you what show it was on, but he was just like, absolutely unacceptable. Just like, are we trying to rebuild his confidence?
Well, that's when you do it. The Browns did that with Jameis Winston.
Well, Winston's secure. We know Winston can play. I guess the question is, how good can Winston be? And can he lead a team? We still don't quite know the answer to that because he's kind of been a backup since he left Tampa Bay. But Bryce Young, the only thing going on here is them trying to rebuild his confidence. So for them to put him in down 40, it's just silly.
No, he's playing against second stringers, third stringers. They pulled out all their starters. Let him. Yeah, nah, dude. It's like down to a preseason game. Nah, get in there and play. Show your worth.
We've seen enough. I saw Brady recently kind of say that about, like, you know, Brady had what, 5 years at Michigan, and then what, a year behind Drew Bledsoe. That he's like, dude, you'll get burned by the fire. Peyton Manning survived. So people think it's okay to just throw young quarterbacks in the fire. And it's like, how many quarterbacks we got to watch get burned before someone goes, all right, let's stop.
Look at the dude in Washington for the Commanders.
That's one
He's
person.
killing it. Look at C.J. Stroud last year. He's killing it.
But he's I'm not going to say he's struggling this year, but he's not having it's quite a good
C.J. Stroud, they're 5-2.
No,
they're 5-2. What do you want from them, Phil Hunt?
But Jaden Daniels, you know, you're saying that, and remember Washington. Remember RG3. Rookie year was fantastic. And then he started taking those hits, and by one, his body started breaking down.
But also,
sometimes you just gotta protect him. I mean, look at Tua, that he's just dropping his shoulder.
He's not even dropping. He's dropping his head into people. What are you talking about?
I don't know what the hell
he thinks he's like Rain Man. He like leads with his head into people. It's like, what are you doing? He's like trying to shake
over the place here. But did you see Saquon Barkley the other day against the Giants? Which, man, he got revenge on them of just like,
he ran like 170. Yeah, ran like 170 yards.
One particular play where he's on the sideline and he kind of looks up to go out of bounds. Then he sees like a Giants defender and just drops his shoulder, plows right through the guy. The guy falls over and then he steps out of bounds. And I'm like, yo, this is one of the greatest games I've ever seen.
Yeah, but he also got smeared in the press. The fact that he signed with Phil, they didn't want to pay him in New York. They didn't want to pay him the money he wanted. So he signed that and got that money with the Eagles. And then it was nothing but a smear campaign in New York City. Because I mean, and what happened to the 98.7 in New York City? It's gone. Because I just came back to New York City.
Sort of radio station now. It sucks. I miss watching or listening to middle-aged men call up and have
the Barton Hahn
breakdowns.
Yeah, the Barton Hahn show. But I mean, I still get it on Sirius XM. But
okay, I got to get serious then because I miss just random Knicks fans calling up crying.
Yeah, so I don't know, but like he got a smear campaign in New York, so I don't blame Saquon Barkley to be like, screw you guys. I got topics I want to get into, Phil Hunt. I got structure in this. Come on, man. Let me do my thing. I know what's up, man.
Here. We were scrambling. I was scrambling like Bryce Young there.
Yeah, I got this.
Getting my -4 yards on.
Come on, man. Yeah, I got this. New Jersey Ranger. Ray, are you going to workshop any Halloween material for us? I don't think I have any Halloween jokes off the top. I think I did like in my younger comedy days, but I don't got no Halloween jokes. But for you, New Jersey Rangers, sure. I guess I'll try to work one in for you. Beloved chatter, a bump by a semi is what scrambled Ray's brain. Jesus, beloved chatter. And this is one of my friends.
Your chat loves you.
He's actually a nice guy. It's one of the nice guys.
Yeah, but this is how men show love.
You remember when I got hit by the semi?
I don't. Bring me up to speed here. You got hit by a semi?
Allegedly. I don't know. I just woke up in the hospital.
Jesus Christ.
You remember that?
When the fuck was this?
Like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know.
Pre-pandemic.
I don't know the exact date. Don't say just because I don't know the exact date. It's like he doesn't remember. It must be fake. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. If he doesn't remember the exact date, the exact specifics, it didn't happen. All I know is I woke up in the hospital. I was there for like 8 days. Yeah, I get non-epileptic seizures, Phil Hunt.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, now you know. Now you're up to speed.
You got the Brett Favre thing going for you.
I do.
You could steal money from the state of Mississippi.
Oh, when he took all the welfare money?
I don't remember. I got hit by that truck.
Oh, is that what he did? That was his thing?
Yeah,
he really did that.
For
those of you that don't know, Brett Favre, the Hall of Fame quarterback, but he allegedly took. Somehow he was in charge of it, where he took welfare money from people in Mississippi and bought his college daughter volleyball team a stadium. First of all, who needs a volleyball stadium? You play beach. You play it on a beach.
I'll tell you who needs one. My daughter. That's who.
You needs a
Fuck you.
stadium.
Your daughter can go play outdoors. Brett Favre is a Father of the Year candidate, man.
But I tell you what, man, it is real because like little like some memory things that should like come easily. Like sometimes like, oh, wait a minute. But also that could be just getting older.
Right. That's why they
So-
always try to make it CTE. And it's like, or you're just a 65-year-old dude. I mean, Joe Biden never played football.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think they go hand in hand, but I do have like my memory isn't as sharp as it I don't know.
Well, you
I
gotta
want
start using that to your advantage, Ray. That's first off.
I
See,
know.
That's what you should have said on that show. Like, hey, I don't know how much longer I can remember my jokes. I got to go before Phil.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm bumping
Come
you,
on,
dude.
man. What are you
I'm
doing?
bumping you, man. You don't
What
bump
the
me, I
hell are
bump
you
Phil.
doing, Ray?
Jesus.
Use it to your advantage, man. Come on.
Phil Michael Hunt. Good to see you.
See, they got a hold to it.
Jeez, oh
It's
man.
been a joke since like 4th grade, man.
Oh. Teal Hank.
Oh, that was the same guy.
That's the
That was
same guy,
legend.
the legend.
He's having a good time.
Allegedly Mark Lewis. Allegedly. Yeah, he's a good man. Teal Hank. Oh, no, I've been accused of this. Apparently, by the way, I speak, this is my same voice all the time, but apparently, according to some of my listeners, when Lemaire Lee was on here, they think I talk different when I have black guests.
That's great.
yes.
You doing a little code switching?
Yeah, apparently, yes. Apparently, I
See?
talk very proper when I have white guests on, but when I have black guests, I
That's funny as fuck.
yeah, Ray, it's your black. I guess this is my black voice, Teo Hank. This is my. Are you trying to be cool? I'm always trying to be cool. Never
Now all I'm
successful
thinking
at being
of
cool.
Is the scene from is it Blazing Saddles with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder? And they're going to jail, and he goes, "You better get bad," and then he starts mimicking him. I'm getting bad. That's your black voice.
Was that Stir Crazy or was
One
that?
of those movies.
I remember liking those movies.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. It was a simple time, right?
Yeah, it was definitely. But also, all those '80s movies are. I'll tell you what. I'll take the dumb. I'm done with movies now. Everything's got to be a superhero movie.
I like the superhero movies.
You
man.
what?
I just saw the second Joker, so I like the superhero movies, man.
Did you like it? What'd you like about it?
I liked it. Well, they had to do something different. I feel like everybody is like, the musicals were a bit much. I feel like they could have had about 2 or 3 less scenes of the musicals, but I thought it gave it some flair, some pizzazz, and made it a little different than all the superhero movies. And some of the dark comedy, the last joke, I don't know if you guys saw it. That closing joke was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, there's a great
I saw the
joke.
first
I don't
one.
want to give it away.
Man, a lot of cliffhangers. You got a story you can't tell. I'm not going to see it. So I'm
Spoiler
gonna
alerts, man. People, which I don't believe in. I always say, man, people watch porn and they don't need a spoiler alert. They know how that ends.
Yeah, you know how every porn ends.
Yeah, they all end
You
the
see-
same way.
You're
Money
comparing.
shot, baby. Come on, what are we doing?
You're comparing superhero movies to porn.
No, I'm saying that people get
Is he
very
the good guy
upset
or
if
bad
you
guy?
spoil a movie.
He's the bad
But-
guy in the movie, right? The Joker.
It depends on who you ask. That's what makes it great.
I remember seeing the first one, and he starts becoming a bad guy when he gets fired from the hospital, right?
Yeah, once they start cutting his health care and he can't get those pills anymore, starts doing some stand up because they say laughter is the best medicine, but he proved that wrong. And
Well, that's
next
what
thing
I
you
always
know,
said,
he's on
Phil
a crime
Hunt.
spree.
That's what I say, Phil Hunt. Like when we're a kid and we watch superhero movies or you read comic books, I tried doing this as a bit. It went nowhere. I don't know, but the concept is still there. But when you see superheroes when you're a kid, like Spider-Man, Superman, everyone is like born with a magic ability or they get bit by a magic bug or something, where all the bad guys are like just some genius where one experiment goes wrong, or some doctor where once and everyone laughs at them and they're laughing exactly like, you think I'm the fucking loser? Well, here you go. And then they just use their, it's like, I got 16 years of student debt for all this shit, trying to make this world a better place. And then, as an adult, I identify more with the bad guys than
right.
That's
because
why they're for kids.
Because we've worked a shit job and not gotten any thanks for it, could barely pay our bills, and then you go, wait, I'm the bad guy?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Trying to cure cancer every fucking day.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to build this machine and wipe out the city.
That's a great point.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Mr.
Like
Freeze from Batman. It's like a scientist.
Yeah, they're all like these
stem cell research.
Exactly. They're all like these like doctors that work their asses off to create all these advancements. They make one mistake, one advancement doesn't work out, and so like, look what happened to his face. What a loser! And he's like, I'm trying to make this world a better place. Now I'm the asshole. Fuck you guys.
Trying to fucking cure AIDS. Now I blew my chin off, and everyone calls me Chin Off.
Yeah.
A little bit of respect, please.
It's like, I'm going to show you guys. You're going to respect me.
Yeah.
Like
you start listening to Bane, you're like, this guy has points.
Yeah. And you're like, all right, who's a bad guy now? Turns out I did know what I'm doing with making some of these advancements, huh? Not the advancements you wanted.
Yeah, it is funny we haven't flipped that. I mean, with the way people hate Elon Musk and hate, what's my other guy, Jeff Bezos, that they're all billionaires, and then we still love Bruce Wayne, though.
Exactly.
It's like you rich motherfucker beating up on that poor doctor.
Just because I accomplished all the medical accolades you fuckers couldn't do, I'm the bad guy. Just because, like,
didn't if you were try to freeze his wife and like she died and like he tried to preserve her, and then Batman just busts open the door and punches him in the face.
Really? That's what I gotta look at the story of Mr.
Part
Free.
of his origin story is like his wife dies. He's working on some sort of cure.
It's like Ted Williams. Was his wife Ted Williams? Did he freeze her head?
No, he tried to freeze her like in a good way to preserve like cells, and he's doing research. And then, like I said, Batman just kicks in the door and hits him upside the fucking head.
Oh, really?
Calls the cops on him. I mean, pretty much. I'm skipping the details, but yeah,
he's trying to save his wife and Batman fucks it up.
Yeah, he's pretty much like Breaking Bad, that he's like, I'm gonna raise this money to save my sick wife, so yeah, I was working with some gangsters showing them how to freeze some shit, and then Batman came in and just hit me upside my fucking head. Oh,
that's in a Batman movies. See,
in general, I skipped a lot of parts, but in short, that's the thing.
Nah, dude, I identify more. I mean, as adults, we identify with the bad guys. When you're a kid, you identify with the good guys. But as an adult, it's like the bad guys, it just makes way more sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That some hardworking guy can be pushed over the edge.
That's what I'm a hardworking guy, and I'm being pushed over the edge.
There you go.
I'm being pushed over the edge. Speaking of, last night, I know because LeBron and Bronny got to play together. NBA season just started last night. What do you think? By the way, I never thought, like me being a Cleveland fan, as you know, like just the way like LeBron just like ran the Cleveland franchise. That's why he left Miami, because he wasn't able to just run the Miami franchise.
Well, they won 2 championships in Miami and 1 in Cleveland, so maybe you should have let him run the franchise.
Oh, I'm happy he came here. I'm happy we got our championship. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's also one of the reasons why he chose to come to Cleveland, because he can like be in control of everything, and he was. He definitely ran. But I never thought that he'd be. I was like, oh, he'd only be able to do that in Cleveland. The fact that he was able to go to L.A. and essentially just run the late, like, I thought that's insane. I didn't realize it's one thing to be able to do it in Cleveland. It's another thing to just hand the franchise over to him in LA.
But I mean, it's not like he's doing that with Dr. Bus there. It's Genie Bus. So if anybody's going to be open to nepotism, it's someone who inherited a team from their dad.
That's a good point, Phil Hunt. That's why you're here. You bring nepotism.
But they also kicked Magic Johnson out, so they kind of had to clean house and then let LeBron start doing his thing. Remember LeVar Ball was up everywhere? And then LeBron gets there. First thing he does is be like, no more LeVar Ball, no more Lonzo.
Oh, well, also Lonzo was fine. He just got injured.
Yeah. But I'm saying
he wasn't that bad.
He also got traded for Anthony Davis, right?
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, definitely they wanted Anthony Davis. That was definitely Clutch Sports that made them because that's the agent, and they definitely that's LeBron's buddy, his childhood friend, Rich Paul, that is also Anthony Davis's agent. So I mean, he made it happen. Like I'm going to LA, and essentially just forced it to happen. But Lonzo Ball got hurt.
But
like he wasn't a bad pro.
Part of that trade package, though.
Yeah, but who cares? They just wanted Anthony Davis. Right. Also, I didn't like Lonzo Ball's shot. I like LaMelo. I like LaMelo a little bit. Yeah, I like LaMelo a little bit, but I don't think Lonzo Ball was like the problem there.
He's a good leader. No, I'm not saying he was a problem. I'm just saying LeBron showed up and they cleared house. Stuff like Magic Johnson was gone all of a sudden. Lonzo Ball was gone. Julius Randle. Who else was there? Brandon Ingram. That's how he got to New Orleans.
That's how we got to New Orleans. Well, you had to give up something.
Right. Well, they gave up, 2 All-Stars there, Randle and Ingram, and then Ball's a really good leader, I'll say.
He's not on the court, so who cares?
He's back now. He's not doing anything.
He's not doing anything.
I think give him a year. You got to take like a year to recover from injury, but
he's not doing shit.
He'll be a good leader. He's not a fucking all-star or anything, but he's a good leader.
Well, also I know that LeBron did not like Ball's dad.
LeVar, yeah.
LeVar Ball. I know he didn't like him because. Well, he didn't like LeVar Ball because LeVar Ball essentially said years ago, called it out, and he said LeBron's kid's not going to be any good as a pro because he didn't have to work for anything. Like
LeVar said that?
LeVar Ball said that. Yeah, he goes, the reason why my kids are NBA ready, and he called this years ago, and he said, the reason why my kids are going to be great basketball players and great NBA players is because I wasn't that great as a pro. So I was there to help them every step. Not that LeBron wasn't there to help his kid every step of the way, but it's like they didn't get any free passes on anything. Like they had to work where LeBron's kid has never had to be pushed. This is all coming from LeVar.
I don't remember him saying that, and I think that's an odd argument for him to say.
Yeah,
because his kids are, second generation or whatever. And he played football, not basketball, and obviously he's not the all-time leading scorer, so there's context. But I think that's strange for him to say because to me, it all just looks like genetics. If you're 6'5",
no, I hear what you're saying.
If your dad was 6'5" and can run, you'll probably be 6'5" and can run. Everyone's making a big deal about Bronny. You see that Doug Christie's kid is on the team.
Here,
Yeah, Max Christie, I think is his name, and he's on the team, and it's just this is literally just genetics. Are you 6'4"? Is your dad 6'4"?
Yeah, but you got to work though. You got to work. If you're just getting handed it, then no, you're not going to do shit.
You got to work, and the work does separate who will be greater, but it's just the genetics. Steph Curry is Del Curry's son. Just the genetics alone. Pretty much will get you to the dance.
Watch this. I can't watch it on this because I don't want but there you go. If you go to LeVar Ball was right about Bronny James. Watch that sometime, and that's Yeah, they go through the whole thing. It's LeVar.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Like I said, I think that's odd for him to say. That's like the pot calling the kettle black. That it's like, what? Your sons are.
But his kid got pushed through everything. It's fine. It is what it is. And I don't know. What do you think now? I don't think his kid's going to play much anymore. His kid played. They got it. They got it on the same court. They made history last night. They did their thing. They had their moment.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we got that circus out of the way. If the Lakers are serious about basketball, now they can focus on basketball. Now get his kid down to the fucking G League, the development league.
Yeah.
Let him like do it there. You did the
Yeah,
thing.
and if he comes out of there and really plays his ass off, then bring him back. But yeah, mostly let him play. And I mean, he got him a guaranteed contract. LeBron's done a lot for the league. It's the least we could do for the league.
LeBron, he put my Cavaliers on the map. I'm happy he's not here and doing this circus in Cleveland. I'm glad.
Oh, cut it out! You're saying that like Cleveland was great before him. You want Darius Miles back? What do you want?
What are you talking about? All right, right now. All right, you're a fan.
Okay.
All right, your team in Cleveland could be what the Lakers are, and then you're stuck with the future of what to deal with when LeBron retires. Like, so not just the Lakers presently, but the future that they have, their near future after him. Or you have the Cavaliers with what they got going on right now, and they still have all their picks coming up with whatever. How would you rather have it? LeBron living in the now with your team and pressing everything, or we have Mitchell, which we still got to get rid of Garland. I don't know. And not that I don't like Darius Garland, but him and Donovan Mitchell are the same player. Mobley,
kind of
Jared,
ball dominant.
Yeah, and Mobley, the fact they didn't like move him, and again, nothing disrespectful to Darius Garland. He's a great player, but it just, you got two of the same. It's like having two good starting quarterbacks. How about you trade one and get an amazing wide receiver to go with your amazing quarterback?
Yeah, but usually that doesn't work out. You usually trade for a guy you think will be great, and then you're stuck. Like, who was I looking at? Oh, Atlanta, the Atlanta Hawks that had DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. And then they finally broke them up of like, this isn't working. Which actually is more to your point of having two guards, that it's just like you said, like having two quarterbacks. Yeah, they probably need to do something there, but
and they're
who's
both,
to say?
Yeah, and they're both great when the other one's not on the floor. When the other one's on the floor, they just don't mesh.
Yeah, they'll have 50-point games. I know who you guys took for us that I was really happy was Karis LeVert.
I like, he's too streaky. He's just not
he's
the
very
same.
Streaky. This guy had a 50-point game for you guys, and then the next day had 1 point.
Yeah, he's either
he's very hot or cold.
When he's having his day, he's great, but when he's not having his day, it's at the expense of everyone else.
Yeah.
So he could single-handedly tank a game.
Yeah, he
unnecessarily.
Either shoots you in the game and you love him, or he shoots you right out of it. And you want to fucking grab him by the neck.
Yes.
He was a starter for my Pacers for a while, and before we blew it up and got Halliburton, and now things look more on the bright side. But listen, I take LeBron in a heartbeat. He did get LA 1 championship, so
he got us only one.
He got the Cavs to what, 3 straight finals?
4.
I mean,
he went to 5.
Old.
He went to 5 with him.
Yeah, and if they hadn't have got KD on that Warriors team, you guys would have won at least 2 of those series.
Yeah, that fucking was a bullshit move. I remember seeing that guy. I was like, what, man?
You went to the greatest team of all time. Like, and that's not objectively speaking. They're record-wise, we're the greatest team of all time without him. And he goes and joins them, and then he starts pounding his chest like a tough guy. It's just like, dude, what are you doing?
I love watching the Phoenix Suns suck in the playoffs. Just watching them. And then Kevin Durant looking at, like, all the money goes to what they got 3 guys on max contracts there.
Bill, Booker, and Durant. And it's just like, the 3 shooting guards. What are you guys doing?
And then they look around at, like, the other players making league minimum, looking at them like, why didn't you get your assignment? It's like, dude, I'm an undrafted free agent.
Right. Like
barely in the
Nurkic.
league.
Yeah. Like, Nurkic, why didn't you get the rebound? Because I make less than you.
Well, not that I make loud. I don't have the ability to go get it.
Oh,
there you go.
buffering. I think he's about ready to become one of those Batman villains.
Oh,
When they
jeez.
look at Nurkic, it's like, dude, what the fuck? All the money you guys make, you get the fucking rebound. Set your own picks.
Well, no, it's not. Well, that's what they could do. They could set picks and like do roles, but like, yeah, they don't have the ability to do amazing things. That's why they were not like top 3 picks in the draft like the other guys. Like,
Well, you can't build a team like you're playing fucking 2K. You know, you can't just be like, give me 3 high-priced shooting guards. So that's why Phoenix is almost laughable.
yeah, they're
It's
done.
like,
Yeah,
this
they're
is
done.
pretty funny. Of like, you guys have 3 shooting guards.
That's the whole team. The legend.
Yeah.
I'm not white. Mike Hunt. Yes, you are white. The legend. I know he's a white guy.
How do you know he's a white guy?
Because I know
You
who he
really-
is.
Oh, you do?
I do know who. Although I don't know if this is the real legend, because the real legend, it's got more than $1.99. If so, maybe this is a fake legend. The real.
Well, if you add all those $1.99.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
I know I'm
it's
happy.
something.
I'm fine. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying the other, the legend.
He would spend a little more. He's a big spender.
No, it's fine. He's fine. He doesn't have to. So I don't know if that is the. No, he gets in spending wars on other shows with other people, which
Oh,
I
so
mean,
you want
God
some of
bless
that
it. It's a
love.
good. No, it's fine. That's why I don't know if it's a real legend. He'll have to text me later. Let me know that that's him, and
They
that's
have
busting your
spending
ball.
wars. They fight for your
It's
attention.
fine. They don't have to. I don't know. I don't want to say that because then it looks like I give a damn about that. Terry Nee, Radio, one funny egg calling Mike Hunt.
I'll take it, man.
Yeah.
I'll take
Terry
a
needs a
little bit
good
of
egg.
love. I'll tell you one. I go to the car mechanic.
Yeah.
And they say, well, what's your name? Phil Hunt. They write that down. Then they take my license. You know, they always look at your license. And they go, wait a minute. Is your middle name Mike? And then they just lose their shit. They call the whole shop over.
Really?
This guy's middle name's Mike. Yeah.
Dude, that's gotta. All right, that's gotta be a thing about being different, being white and black. Because my car, I have a car. I go to a mechanic. Never once have they been like, "Let me see your driver's license."
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, never
They
once.
usually want some sort of information. And,
Yeah,
verify
never
who you are,
once.
some sort of shit.
No, never once. People in the chat, let me know.
Yeah, people
That-
will go,
that
"Yeah,
could be-
get a load of this. This guy's name is Mike."
But no one, trust me, if someone has a car that's like, running around hitting semis all over the place.
Getting those bumps.
Yeah, getting those bumps by semi trucks. No mechanic has ever been like, let me see your license.
Well, there's usually like a little form, and they need like your address and all that kind of shit. So
I think they
you
just
hand them your
believe
license.
I think they just believe it's
They
my
just don't. They
car.
want to verify that I have one.
I think that could be a white and black thing.
So now I gotta call Al Sharpton.
Yeah, that could be. Well, I
Well,
got to
you know
show
it
you
is.
my driver's license. But then
Well,
again, you don't want to argue with the mechanic because they can just charge you whatever they want now. Now it's their
Right.
ball game.
For time and maintenance.
Yeah.
That the part is like $30. The time and maintenance is like $800.
Right. That's also like a thing. Like as far as like that's like kind of why like attorneys suck a little bit because like they'll. Like if you talk to an attorney about something and then like they'll talk to you for a minute and sometimes they'll charge you just to discuss something. So they'll charge you just to tell you they can't help you out, which makes no sense. That's
They
like if
gotta
your
get
car.
you used to, they want to get you used to, hey man, I'm gonna push the clock here.
But I mean that's like if I brought my car to somewhere and I'm like, hey, I need a new tire right here, and they're like, yeah, we don't carry that tire, but you owe me $30 just talking to you about this tire, and it's like,
consultation fee.
Yeah, it's like, huh?
And, and that's why you become a Batman villain. It's those consultation fees.
It's like,
I gotta freeze the whole city now.
Yeah, it's like I'm paying money for you to tell me you can't help me. That's insane.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like, hey man, do you know how to get to the Holland Tunnel? No, dude, I have no idea, but I need $5 just for
consultation, buddy.
Just to giving you this non-helpful information. You owe me $5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
that makes perfect sense.
Don't argue with the mechanic because like you're at their mercy. Like
Whatever
you
the
never
hell they say do, I just do. So yeah, usually the license is an easy way for them to get all your information, their address, phone number, whatever the fuck they want.
Whatever it is, man. It's like prison. They're like, give me your shoes. Okay, mechanic, here's my shoes. Take my shoes.
It's
Whatever
also
you
such
say.
a white guy thing. I don't know why, but every white guy does that joke on my name. And like I said, black people, I don't think CUNT will call it is a word in our. I don't want to get you flagged by the FCC or nothing. That's why I'm spelling it. But it's not really a big word in our community. I forget which comedian, but one comedian used to do a joke about like you can call a black girl a CUNT all you want. She has no idea what you're talking about. But if you call her a bitch, you're getting slapped. And then he flipped it and he's like, and if you call a white girl a bitch, she'll take that. But if you say CUNT, she's fucking slapping you. And it's like, oh, that's interesting that in our world that's not such a bad word, or people don't really use that word either.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call any woman that. I don't think it's gonna work out well.
Yeah, it's not gonna work out well anyway. Obviously, he was being humorous, but yeah, it's not really a thing. He said, "I'm wearing a jailhouse shirt." Wearing $4.99 this time.
Yeah, there we go. That's a legend I know. That is funny. You know what that reminds me of? That shirt, the movie that is it Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence when they're in jail? Yeah. And aren't they wearing that exact shirt?
Yep. Well, the old school jail uniform that's just striped.
Yeah.
How the hell with you? You got 3 stripes on yourself.
I do too, man. I'm wearing Adidas.
Throwing some more of that black voice. I got to go listen to this episode now and see if you really do use black voice. That's funny.
Would you call this a black voice that I'm talking with right now?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a black voice.
Is my voice different than any time you've ever heard me before? Is it pretty similar? See,
the episode with what is his name? Lemaire.
Lamar Lee? Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go check that out. I want to hear you use a black voice.
Yeah. I want my black voice. I need a black voice. I don't know. I'm not calling anyone that word.
Yeah, that's not a big word. I don't even like saying it. That's why I keep spelling it, because it's just such a dirty name or a dirty word.
The legend. Idiot says my name, then says allegedly. Yes, alleged. Yes, we know who you are here, punk. We know who you are, the legend. I don't know if he wants me to say his name or not, but some people thinks that. By the way, I got your rookie card. It's in New York City, but I do. Thank you to FK Mommy for giving me a Mark Lewis rookie card. It's an upper deck rookie card.
One of your fans got you one of his cards?
Yeah, I got. That's well, I knew him. I played basketball with him many moons ago.
Yeah,
late '90s when at the Omni in Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice. When you played
did you
basketball,
know I played? Did you know I played on this? I played pickup ball with R. Kelly.
Oh wow, really? That's a hell of a story. In Cleveland?
In Cleveland. Mm-hmm.
Where the hell was this at?
130th Street, the Omni. Used to exist on 130th. Yeah, a lot of Mark Termini, who's an agent, and he would bring his players there. So I played pickup basketball with a lot of dudes that were in the NBA. Calvin Booth, who's now the general manager of the Denver Nuggets, was always there. He was at Penn State. He was a nice guy, too.
Did you use your black voice when you were on the court? Where you're like, yo, pass that rock, son?
Hell yeah. I didn't pass the ball to anybody. I was a ball hog, dude.
Oh, you're Kobe. You're one of those.
I was like, well, I was like, I got this. My guy. Like, he's got
Okay.
no left hand. It's like, how about you stop my right hand? Don't worry about my left hand.
So you're not good with your left hand. You're telling your
I
weaknesses.
I could shoot layups with my left. That was it. I could shoot layup. But even when I would go left, a lot of times I would just finish right just because it was
Sounds like
just
the
easier.
Cleveland Cavs need you, man. You got to get out there and
No,
back
not
Darius
anymore,
Garland
man.
up.
My knees are shot. There's like no cartilage. I got arthritis. Dude, it's one of those things. I'll play with Big J at his
Yeah.
place, and I'll play with those guys. And like, I'm like, just worried about my knees the whole time.
The whole
Just
time, you're
worried.
just like, my knees.
I can go north and south, but I'm scared to go east and west, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I'm
you
just
don't
like,
wanna-
I'm north and south, but when it goes east to west, I get a little like,
it's like driving a car and you like your brake lights on. That it's just like, I don't want to go too fast.
and then sometimes like, and I get hesitant to jump off of one leg anymore. Like, it's like, if I'm going to jump, it's going to be both, just because it's like, it's weird because the littlest thing,
yeah,
the littlest thing, and I'm
the
like,
whole month has been ruined.
the whole
That's like,
month, they could ruin like 6 months.
Did you see Paul George get hurt like in a preseason game?
No, he always gets hurt. I
it wasn't-
assume he's hurt.
it
Kawhi's
wasn't-
hurt all the time.
It wasn't funny scene, but you just go, wow, mid-season form already. That the dude just, and they spent all that money for him. The Sixers.
That's the Sixers for you.
Yeah, that it's just like, those knees aren't. You'd be better off investing in somebody with better knees. That him and Kawhi would just alternate.
Kawhi's already
days.
out. Kawhi's already gone.
Kawhi's out too, right? Yeah, I knew that was going to happen when he showed up to Team USA and just took the photos. And then the next day, the owner, Ballmer for the Clippers, was like, "Yeah, get your ass back over."
No,
here.
I don't blame him, dude. Kevin Love did that. He didn't play for us for like a year and a half, and then suddenly he's like, "I'm in the Olympic team now." I was like, "What the fuck, dude? You weren't healthy enough to play one game with us, and now you're going to be
now your back's working.
now your back feels just fine." And what is it? That's a one thing with like white dudes in the NBA. That's when you know you're a white dude, when your lower back. Remember Larry Bird had like the lower back. Steve Nash had that too, where they just lay down on their stomach instead of sitting on the bench. When they go to the bench and just lay down on their stomach. Something about white dudes and their lower backs just don't
They're
work out.
carrying your race, man.
Yeah,
They gotta carry the whole race, man. It gets heavy on that back.
Something about white dudes and their lower backs, it just does not work out. They're just like, dude, I had enough. Put the towel down. Put the towel down. I'm laying down.
Yeah, Kevin loves a bad back. That is a good point, actually. Steve
It's always
Nash.
white dudes.
Every
It's-
American white dude. Dirk Nowitzki's back was fine.
Yeah.
He had that third world back.
I mean, Steve Nash was Canada, but close enough. Same thing.
Yeah.
He's running around, looks fine, but the second there's a timeout, he's like, all right, lay down the towel.
Yeah, once he got to the Lakers and they had that all-star team.
Oh.
And one by one, they all just had to hit the bench. Steve Nash, Kobe, I think Dwight Howard, the first time he's a Laker.
And that was also like
There was a couple more old dudes over there.
That was like one of the worst playoff moments ever. Robert Horry, big shot Bob, but the most calculated move he ever did was they were getting their asses kicked by Phoenix when Steve Nash was the MVP, and Steve Nash was dribbling the ball up the court, and he just hip checks him into the scorer's table on purpose, just so the entire Phoenix Suns bench gets up and walks onto the floor, and then suspended. Literally 6 guys suspended for the next game because they were like, "What the fuck did you?"
Well, that was Indiana's fault, right? That we had that big brawl, and from there it was just like, all right, when something happens, if you're checked into the game, you get to fight. If you're on the bench, you can't come on the court. So
it's just watch them all suspended. Like Robert Orr did that. They were losing that game. They knew that game was over. Robert's like, all right, fine, I won't play next game, but that entire bench is going to be suspended. Watch what I do. He just
work smarter, not harder, man.
Oh, It was like
working smarter, baby. His knees doesn't work anymore either. Big shot Bob. That's took out a whole bench.
Lamar, nice podcast too, but Lamar Jackson going to choke in the playoffs again. I don't know, man. He doesn't have to run the ball anymore. They got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry looks amazing.
Yeah, he does.
Dude,
He's got a weapon.
Oh.
Derrick Henry's the best weapon he's ever had. So he's never really had any weapons. So we'll
also, like Derrick Henry, I thought he was done because he was like a beast in Tennessee, and then he didn't do shit the last like year and a half.
Because they just stunk. I think he realized that of like, why go out here and even try to run? They can't block. And, you know, also having Lamar there is a decoy. You know, people have to kind of watch him. They always have to spy him. So that's two guys or whatever that you don't really want to send Henry's way. They're spying.
And who cares anyways, because my Browns are out. We're done this year.
Yeah, man. What the hell was that, man? You think you guys should have kept Baker Mayfield?
No. Deshaun Watson, obviously that trade was horrible. By the way, we offered Baker Mayfield more money than what he's getting paid now. We offered him like $30 million. He wanted top 3. He wanted to be paid like a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. And we were like, no, dude, we're not giving you. Like, he essentially wanted Deshaun Watson type money. And they were like, no, you're not that good. And then he got humbled. He went to Carolina and stunk. He had to like get himself together. And like, if we had this version of Baker Mayfield, this more humbled version. But I watched again the other night. The second Mike Evans went out of the game, Baker was back to Baker. He was normal Baker. Like,
yeah. Well, he's not. He's
I
not
don't know.
Great, but he's solid enough.
Exactly. He's not top 3. He wanted to be top 3 in Cleveland, and he's not.
But, I mean, do you think he's as good as Dak Prescott? Because he got paid.
I wouldn't say he's no, I'd take Dak over Baker, but Baker's not bad, but he's not.
He's not. You don't even think 3. As good as Dak, because I think sometimes it's more about if you're playing
and you said,
well.
Well, you also said, why do they put those rookie quarterbacks in immediately? Here's why. Because they're on rookie contracts, and you could build up the other parts of your team while they're still making no money. If you sit there and sit them, and then they get better later, now you got to pay them $40 million a year. That's why you want to throw them to the fire, see what they got now on this rookie contract. So you kind of got to figure it out. You can't. The days of just sitting around and
look at Green Bay. They always take their time, and it works out. I mean, Brett Favre transitioned to Aaron Rodgers, transitioned to Jordan Love.
That's one team. And how many Super Bowls have they? Well, I guess it won one with Favre, one with Rodgers, but still, it's.
Well, I just say, I mean, how many people got to get burned by the fire? I mean, what, Jamarcus Russell? Fucking remember Joey Harrington?
No, so but some of them just, dude, it's tough to play in the NFL. I don't know if you know this. It's not.
Oh no, it's
not. But it's not easy. You're making it sound like
if you can slow down the process. I mean, even think of like Eli Manning. Didn't he have was it Kerry Collins or Kurt Warner as a stopgap?
Kurt Warner as
a stopgap.
And then they threw Kurt Warner out, and then he went to Arizona and was like, "No, I could still ball."
He got to a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was like, speaking of Iowa, because I was in Dubuque, and no, he's a man. Kurt Warner's a fucking legend from Cedar Rapids. Also, so I was in Iowa.
Groceries, baby. That's one of the best NFL stories.
So I was in Iowa. I did and it's an old joke. I did a WNBA joke. It's the old joke. The whole thing is. The end of the joke is my buddy saying like, "Oh, my buddy making a dumb suggestion of something I should buy a girl like chocolate shoes because women like chocolate, they like shoes, so combine them." Like that's dumb as hell. That's like saying to a guy, "Like, you like basketball, you like women, well then enjoy your WNBA tickets." Easy. It's a funny joke. It's whatever, but like because Caitlin,
good point.
Yeah, but it's Caitlin Clark country. And some lady got upset about it. It's like, what? Like, that's all right. She's like, Caitlin Clark. It's like, all right, name another player or whatever. I had fun with the crowd. The crowd was great. I want to get the footage of it. It's something I'll do with it. But earlier that day, I was running at the I don't know if it was a college or the high school, but it was this guy's field. Jay Berwanger, who is from Dubuque, Iowa. And here's a statue. This is the statue right here. Hey, this is the plates I was running. So I don't know if this was a college, but Dalesville Field dedication. A football game just ended, so I had the whole track to myself. I was people like running on the track. So I was just running, and I saw this giant statue. So I was like, let me see what this statue's all about. And so this guy's from Dubuque, Iowa, which I didn't know. Jay Berwanger. Turns out Jay Berwanger is the first Heisman Trophy winner ever. He went to the University of Chicago, but he won the first ever Heisman, and he's from Dubuque, Iowa. And they didn't know. I'm like, the lady, I was trying to explain to them who this guy was, and they had no idea who this guy was. I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of a bigger deal. So I just had some fun joking about that. But I didn't know that. I just see the leather helmet on the guy, and I immediately just assume it's Jim Thorpe.
Okay, got you. Yeah, anytime you see that old uniform, it's like 3 old players that you would assume it was.
No, leather helmet. Name some other leather helmet players that you could think of. I can only think of Jim
Maybe
Thorpe off the.
Bernie Kosar. I don't know.
Bernie Kosar didn't wear a leather helmet. I mean,
that's
if
what
you
I'm saying.
if you listen to him talk, it sounds like he wore a leather helmet. But
it has
Bernie
to be
Kosar,
one of the original players. So did you say he's the first Heisman?
The first one, yeah. The first one ever won a Heisman.
Okay, that makes perfect sense because the pose he's doing that's the Heisman.
I don't know if you.
Well, on the trophy, right? It's
I guess. Man,
it's frozen like that, right? Stiff arming and kind of running in the other direction. Yeah, that's crazy, man. First Heisman. That's insane.
But he's from there. It's like you got the first Heisman Trophy winner ever. How about you show some appreciation for him? They had no idea who the hell he was because I was talking about him on stage, and they had no idea who this guy was. I wonder if that's.
I mean, that's like a trivia question. I mean, we know sports, and we didn't.
But
even
they're
know that,
from.
so.
You say that like fucking 800 famous people come from Dubuque, Iowa.
You just said Kurt Warner. I'm just saying there's
Cedar
more.
Rapids. He came from Cedar Rapids. It was like an hour away.
Iowa. Let's count the whole state. Let's not do cities.
He's from that city.
But again,
if you have a Heisman Trophy winner from your city, you know who that Charles Woodson's from Fremont, Ohio.
But it's
trust me, they know who.
1920, buddy.
He's the
There's
first
been like
one. He's the first one, dude.
2 world wars since then.
Everyone can name the first one. Who's the first president? George Washington. It's it. Name the 17th president. Not quite so easy. Doesn't roll off the tongue. But when you say the first, you know the first black president, Barack Obama.
Easy. But like you said, we won't know the 17th.
Yes.
We won't know these. So, and like I said, it's
everyone knows the first one.
It's a comedy audience. They're drinking. I mean, you didn't have prizes, did you? I mean, they had no motivation to guess this random.
They got to interact with me, Phil Hunt.
But they were ready to beat you up about that WNBA joke.
That's just one lady. She was but over
Caitlin for Iowa for what it's done for Indiana sports, man. We got Halliburton from Iowa, my Pacers, and we got Caitlin Clark from Iowa. So.
And I didn't know George Kittle's from Iowa because I heard him doing the local commercials. I guess George Kittle went to Iowa. Yeah.
Okay.
This
is the Iowa episode, baby.
This is the
all the trivia questions.
Yeah. And by the way, you can go. I know you wanted to go round 2. You're fine to go whenever. I'm going to go for a little bit more. But before you go, I just want to WNBA. It's going on strike. What do you think? They had one good year. They had one good year. It's like that football player that had one good year and now they want to blow up their whole contract.
What do they? What's the stipulations here? What do they want out of the strike?
Higher wages. What does anyone? They want?
What does everyone want out of this strike?
But I don't know if Lamar's going to choke in the play. Well, I mean, we'll see. I don't care what they do because my Browns won't be. As the WNBA's historic season comes to an end, players say it's time for higher pay. The union has opted out of its collective bargaining agreement, a historic move aimed at securing higher salaries for players amid a record-breaking year for women's basketball. They had one good year. I don't know. I mean, they can strike if they want to, and if they get more money, good for them. I mean, that's their.
I mean, they've been playing since 1997, and I mean, they do have their ups and downs with the franchises closing or whatever. Obviously, the
Cleveland Rockers. My Cleveland Rockers are gone.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But you do have to give them credit. They've been around since what, 97. So maybe it is time for them to negotiate. I don't like the timing of it because I feel like people are just getting interested in it now.
Yeah,
I've been a fan. I've been watching since fucking back in the day. Lisa Leslie, Tisha Penachero, Cheryl Swoops, all
Teresa
those
who?
girls.
Teresa Penatero?
You don't know about Tisha Penachero, man?
All I know is
do some research. She's like a really great point guard. I think she was like Brazilian or something, but
I remember Dawn Staley.
yeah, Dawn Staley, Nikki Teasley. I could name the most obscure, but like I'm saying, they have been playing since 97. So
Kim Malarkey.
I don't remember them ever renegotiating. So, although, like I said, I think the timing of it might be a little bad.
Cheryl Swoops is she got fired for
throwing those basketballs at those girls.
Oh, she threw basketballs at the girls? That's what
You
kind
don't
of
know
fire?
about that?
No, what'd she do?
Jesus Christ, man, you're missing some good stories.
What is
I think she coached at, I want to say, Rutgers and women's basketball, and like they weren't making free throws or whatever, and she started throwing shit at them, which I agree with. You know, Cheryl's great. If you got to get shit thrown at you, let it be by one of the GOATs.
I know she got fired from her commentary job for saying critical things about Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, but like I said, you can expect her to be a little salty. She played in an era where people kind of just ignored the WNBA, and she was great. What, she won 3 straight championships?
I don't
with the
know.
Comets. No, look at it. The whole team folded. The Houston Comets no longer exist.
Well, none of the league is making money. This is the first year they made. You know what?
The first year. That's what's interesting. They keep saying they lost money, but this is the first year it feels like they were a part of the conversation.
Right.
In terms of sports.
So, all right. By the way, they could, like I said, they could strike if they want to. But I'm saying, you know what this reminds me of? That's like a girl going on dating a guy. They go on like 4 dates. They have one great date. And she's like, okay, now I got this demand, that demand, that demand. And so we had one good date.
Right.
It's like, can we just enjoy the...
Well, like I said, they've been playing since 97. So I do think there is a little bit of... maybe let people miss you, you know, in the summer. Maybe take a month or two and try to get higher wages. If ever there was a time, I guess it'd be now. I mean, we
while the iron's hot.
We got to be careful as 2 struggling comedians because we get into this space where we're like, nobody watches that. And it's like, hey, you had 12 combined people at your last 3 shows. Relax.
Yeah. So I don't know. Ray, did you guys bump D's like the Dodgers? Talk about me and Phil? No, not yet, man. Not yet, dude.
Yeah, what are the Dodgers doing there? That looks inappropriate. Wow. That's all I'll say. That's a good touch, bad touch, isn't it?
That's a weird celebration.
Yeah,
that makes me not want to hit a home run. That makes me not want to play baseball.
One erection and that whole celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go ahead and hop off here, man.
They bump helmets? Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead and hop off here. Do you have do you want me to do the Instagrams and something so they can find me and harass me?
Yeah, so go find Phil and harass. My lost interest, busting balls is how men show love. Phil gets it. Yes, this is all. Yeah, everyone was fun. Everyone was fun today. But yeah, go ahead, do your plugs. I'm gonna hang out here with these punks for a little bit.
Find me on all social media at I am Phil Hunt. People, that's where I am at I am, and then PHILHUNT. If you can't spell I am, I don't want your dumb ass following me.
All right. Before you leave, let me read some super chats that are directed towards you if you want. These are people.
Okay.
All right. So we'll do, because we got a few. So if they're, and don't worry, you guys have put in super chats. I'll read them. I'm just the ones with Phil's name in them. I want to do for Phil. But yeah, follow Phil on Twitter. Matter of fact, say it again. What are you on Twitter?
At I am Phil Hunt, PHILHUNT, on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever.
I'm putting it on the ticker.
Sweet.
So, all right, there you go. So there, I am Phil Hunt. All right, I am Phil. All right, I spelled it right. All right, so let me get these are for Phil. All right, well, this one's not Phil, Mike. How big is your hog? Do you like snowflake? All right.
Hilarious.
Oh, that's the
This
legend.
guy wants me to do that Dodger celebration with him.
Yeah. He's
It's like, but before we do,
yeah.
how big is it?
Yeah.
It's gonna cause damage.
Yeah, it's gonna cause damage. This is also from the legend. Why not choose for? Yes, in this community.
I'm not even gonna respond
Yeah.
to that. What happened to that? Weren't they talking about banning Newports? They're talking about banning menthols for a while. That was like a discussion. And people were like, "That's racist." And it's like, is it? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And that's happened with the black comedian. That was a Lamar Lee thing. Yes, it's
Oh, he's talking about Newports.
yeah, we're talking about Newports.
Hilarious.
Hey, if someone's gonna say an N-word, let's go with Newports. That's the
Yeah, I'd prefer that.
there's another one with your name in it. Word up, Ray. Either you got hit by a semi or you OD'd on dum-dum pills. Now does a comic not know Mike Hunt?
They're asking you how you don't know that's funny.
Oh, I get it now.
Said it like 3 times. You're like, what's funny about Mike Hunt?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Good point, guys. Maybe it was the truck that just wiped out your memory. You used to know it was funny.
I used to know it. I'm just seeing if any more got your. Phil, have you worked with a comedian? Oh, see, now he's trying to get. I got that one. Nick G.
Oh man, I'm gonna have some racist jokes with you guys next time I come on here.
Jeez.
See, I was unprepared today. But
Yo.
next time we're gonna fucking get you. Legend. Legend's pretty quick with him, man.
Yeah, he is. He's a good man. Phil, have you ever worked with a comic named Ed? This is going to be another one.
These things, Ray.
Gee,
Stop reading these out loud. Read them in your mind before you say them out loud. That's like remember when Bart on The Simpsons used to call the bar, used to call Moe's?
Used to call Moe's, yes, yeah.
Hey, I'm looking for Ben Dover.
Yeah.
And then this guy screaming into the bar, hey, is Ben Dover here?
Anyone bend over? Quick. Can someone bend over? Someone bend over? Yeah.
I'm going to have some good racist jokes for the legend next time I'm here. That's a promise.
All right.
He's getting them off here. But let me get off here, man.
All right, cool. All right, peace out. Thank you, Phil. Everyone go follow Phil Hunt. He's a good man.
Yeah, nice talking to you, dog.
Hey, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Yep. You can take your black voice off now.
Okay, I can go back to talking white. Thank you. All right, that was Phil, everybody. Fantastic time. Phil, how big is your hog? Do you like snowflakes? Thank you, the legends. Good man. Anita Dickens-Hadamis. You don't want to be in the same room as Ray if you're black. Back in Cleveland, they call him. Oh man, Ray DiGiorno. Hashtag I-80. Thank you, Anita. Phil, Mike Hunt, G Smoke, Newports. Thank you, the legend. I think he knows it's a term of endearment, I guess, in these podcast world. Memory Corner Lemaire. Apparently, a Newport just means weed that's laced with PCP. Wet. So I told you, Minneapolis, when the guy gave me a joint and he goes, "Oh, hey, by the way, it's wet." And it's like, well, it's not weed. That's PCP. I didn't know. It's the only time I ever did something other than weed. And I didn't like it. I took like one. Yeah, I took like one hit, not even a full hit, just took like a little hit. And I was like, oh man, that doesn't feel right. So that's my story. Uncle Lucky. Word up, Ray. Either got hit by a semi or OD'd on Dum Dum Pill. Does a comic not know Mike Mr. Hunt? Thank you, Uncle Lucky. Appreciate it. Dang, Lizard Ray, you seem more like the stupid kid that accidentally got the superpower of mental slowness than any genius villain. Thank you, Dang Lizard. Thank you. But yeah, that's definitely something. Like all the bad guys, all the villains were all like great doctors, great scientists. And they had one little thing that went wrong. One little thing. And then everyone's like, look at this loser over here. And it's like, you wanna call me a loser? Watch what I invent now. Like Dr. Octopus, that was just to have that thing, like you can just walk around on those octopus. And then why did he stop at 8? You know? If he wanted to have the how many Dr. Octopus, how many arms did he really have? 8? I guess he had 2 normal arms. Yeah, I guess he would just have 2 electric. Let's see how many he had. I'm just curious. Yeah, I guess it's just 2 or just 4 of them because his arms and legs would also count. But I don't remember because I remember Dr. Octopus when I was a kid. I haven't seen any movies of him. But when I was a kid, it was always, he always had the arms out. So I don't remember him if the arms can like go in. Like, let's say you don't want to be Dr. Octopus. Can you be like a normal guy? Or do the arms always have to be out? Because being Dr. Octopus, if the arms are always out, seemed like it would be a burden. But if you could like retract them, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I wonder what his origin story is. Again, I used to like I like comic books when I was a kid. When I was making money, I decided I was like, I'm gonna go on eBay and buy like all the comic books I wanted when I was a kid. So I bought all the Secret Wars comic books and I started reading them. And the thing that turned me off with comic books was Secret Wars, where it's I think it's issue 3, where the it was all the bad guys versus all the good guys. All the good guys got together and fought all the bad guys. And it was issue 3. All the good guys got in a fight within each other. It was the X-Men got in a fight with Spider-Man. And Spider-Man kind of got the better of the X-Men. And then Professor X does this whole mind thing. Like after the whole fight and they go at each other and like try to kill each other and all this. And then Professor X at the end just mind erases all of them to make them forget that they were even in an argument. And I remember like reading that as a kid. It's like, oh, this is interesting. But reading it as an adult, you're like, this makes no sense. If Professor X had the ability to do that, why didn't he do that the minute they started fighting? They all started fighting with each other. Why didn't he just like erase their memories that they're mad at each other right then and there on the spot, and before they like mess up everything, before they destroy everything wherever they're at? Yeah, here, I'll even show you the. So this is the comic book. Yep. This is the comic book right here. There it is. Yeah, that's the comic book right there where Spider-Man got in a fight and got the better of the X-Men. But like, if Professor X could stop, then why didn't he stop it from the beginning? You know what I mean? Like, if you're a parent and all your kids are fighting and you can make them stop instantly, why wouldn't you just stop it instantly? Why would you like let them? But then there would be no issue. Then there would have been no comic book. That was the whole story. The whole story of that issue was them all like fighting. But like, that's the one that like kind of set it back for me. Like, it doesn't really make sense. You could like stop this at any time. And he did it till the end. Flimsy Greenberg. I like this guy's prison Newport costume. I wish Phil was here for this one. Phil would have appreciated this. I like this guy's prison Newport costume. It's little early for Halloween, but spooky nonetheless. All right, that's a good one. And Phil would have appreciated that one. Flimsy Greenberg's good egg over here. The legend. What's your opinion on the horrible treatment of Caitlin Clark with those? Oh, what do you put in? Imus? The nappy heads, are you mad that the NBA best players are white, Luka and Jokic? Man, I wish I would have saw that. I was just going for it. I wanted to find the ones that had his name in it, but yeah, Phil would have had fun with this one. Yeah, but that was the thing. But I do now. I want to check it out. Cheryl Swoops got fired from a job for throwing basketball at her players for not hitting free throws. I've seen that too here. Like I saw something like high school girls basketball. I saw a coach got fired at a local high school around here for the fact like some of the girls are just happy. You know, like they're on the high school basketball team. They're just like want to hang out with their friends while other girls are like trying to take it serious and like go to college. So it's like, so if you run them too hard, girls were like quitting the team and then they didn't have enough players. So it's more like, all right, you want to be basketball players? You just here because like, oh, this is like recreational. So I guess that's something for like women's sports, but I get it. It's more like, you know, like I played basketball because I wanted to play basketball, I wasn't. And also difference between like Kobe and LeBron. Like if Kobe's kid was playing basketball, like Kobe is so competitive. I don't think he'd look out for his kid. I think when Kobe like ran through Paul Gasol in the Olympics when he was playing for Spain, like I think Kobe would do that to his kid if his kid was playing on another NBA team. Like Kobe was just a competitor. I don't know if LeBron's got that competitiveness in him, like that meanness, that cold-heartedness is Kobe had, if you will. But I hear you, legend. Dang Lizard. Dang Lizard used to be a friend of mine. What happened? Ray, no one cares about your feelings when you watch athletic men play with their balls. Your sports talks makes the show an unlistenable bore. Dang Lizard. Sometimes you get that. Dang Lizard. Sometimes it's not for you. Sometimes it is. That's the unpredictability. It's like opening up a pack of sports cards. Sorry, I'm still talking about sports. You know, yeah, there's certain cards you want in there, but there's certain cards you don't want. And you just got to deal with the cards that you get, dang Lizard. You got to deal with the cards. You don't always get to pick the cards. The cards just kind of come and go. And you got to make adjustments, dang Lizard. That's what it's all about. But thank you. Thanks for the $5. And sorry, this is a bore fest for you. The legend, Ray. Tell my brother how you are asexual. Oh, Phil. I guess I'm just picky. That's what it is. You know, if it's a right lady, I'm fine. I'm ready whenever. Certain ladies like, yeah, let's do it. And then there's other ones like, I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't. If it falls into my lap and it's like that, it's like, yeah. But otherwise, like I'm cool. But yeah, maybe that does. Maybe I am. Maybe I am a. So be it. So be it. It's you know, it's what it is. The legend. It's what it is. The legend. Laughing my ass off. You can't say the C word when all you do is say the N word. Oh, you talking about me? Come on, man. I say Newport. That's close as I can come. Also, I don't want to say the N word. I don't need to say it. There's no reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's like so overdone. It's like it's been said so many times. It's been said so. It's like yeah. It doesn't make sense after a while. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'd say the C word in one of my jokes. I still do. Well, I'll still do that joke. That joke still does pretty good. I'll still close with it from time to time. It's like, why not? It's a nice joke where if you're doing a long set, why not? It draws everybody in. There's a build up. There's jokes throughout the joke to help build it up to the end. So it's cool. Still works. Okay, but y'all's fudging each other, or you all fooging each other, or what? No, we are not. Just a comic buddy of mine. But thank you. Thank you for the pink blanket strangler. I'm a ladies' man, and they all come to my yard when I deliver the milkshake. Also, girls don't mind when you call them after you dump them on. I am all right. Pink blanket strangler. Word. The legend. R. Kelly could shoot, but he was as soft as Phil. That's true. That's what I'd say. That was my scouting report on R. Kelly. He did not like to mix it up. He liked shooting from the outside. He liked shooting threes. But apparently he played, I didn't realize this, he played professional basketball in some men's league. Where did he play? R. Kelly, professional basketball player. So he, yeah, so there you go. There's R. Kelly right here. So in 1997, R. Kelly signed a contract to play professional basketball with the Atlantic City Seagulls of the USBL. He wore the number 12 in honor of his album 12 Play. Wow, he had an album called 12 Play? I don't know. I don't know what that's. The album should have been called 18 Play. Boom. Roasted R. Kelly. But yeah, like I said, that's probably the guys that were playing with them, that came with them. They were probably also on that Atlantic City team that were playing with them in Cleveland. Because like I said, he had two buddies with him that were like really good. And yeah, they were big dudes. They like literally got all his rebounds. But yeah, R. Kelly could shoot, but he didn't like to like mix it up in the paint. He didn't like drive the bat. He didn't really play defense. So I don't know why exactly he was there. Like his buddies, and I was on his team. I wouldn't pass him the ball. I wouldn't pass any of them the ball. They'd be like, pass. I'm like, cut to the basket. I'll pass you the ball. You cut to the basket. I will pass you the ball. Like I could also dribble from the outside and shoot my own shot. Cut to the basket, and I will pass you the ball. I'm not going to pass you the ball if you don't cut. Cut to the basket. I promise. If you cut to the basket, I will pass you the ball. That's what I would always say. If you move, I will pass it. I'm not going to just you hanging out behind the like, no. Get your ass moving, and I'll pass you the ball. Otherwise, I'll dribble. I'll dribble it. I can dribble. I can dribble my right. I can dribble my left. I'm not getting double teamed. Cut to the basket. You get the ball. Set a pick. Cut to the basket. You're going to get, I promise. I want to pass you the ball. Just be a team player. The legend. Ray, shoot with the ball in front of his face. He's around 5'7", but his shooting slot is around 5'5". No, I shoot above my head. But yes, I did. Yeah, and I had a lot of. I would shoot a lot of runners. You know, being like 5'10", because I would back then I would move a lot, and I would shoot like it. I would do like running one-handers a lot. It was more like because when you're my size and you're getting it up in the middle, you just got to get your shot off. When you get your shot off, when you're around people a lot taller than you, so I do a little like just stop, go hard to the basket, stop, little like pop up runners. Like just give me, I just need that little area to get my shot off. But yeah, I shot more runners than I did layups. You're just going for layups. That's easy to block. It's more like you gotta do some runners. Unless you got a wide open. Unless it's wide open, then yeah. You know, then yeah, of course I'll take the layup. I'll take the layup all day. But otherwise, and like I said, with my left hand, I couldn't really shoot runners with my left hand. I can shoot layups. That's it. So if I'm going with my left, it was going to be a layup. I couldn't shoot runners with my left hand. So that's why I think I would shoot a lot with my right hand on runners. Johnny Carson, Ray, Chad alleges you are way too aggressive on defense, considering it's a pickup game. True? Yes, that is true, Johnny Carson. That is true. I look back at it now and I feel bad just because like I was young and I can move around. But yeah, I would come to play. I would come to play, man. I get on the court. It was rarely just coming out for exercise. Like, all right, we're here. Especially if you're on the, because like a lot of gyms would have like, there's pickup games. There's like one main court where like the hardcore pickup game is. And then like another court where it's kind of like the B pickup games on the other ones where like they're not quite as serious. So yeah, if you got on the A court, like I need you to play defense, dude. I need you to play defense. Suddenly I'm the coach. Like I need everyone here to play defense. This is, so yeah, I play defense. But I'll tell you what, Johnny Carson, nothing's more infuriating when you're playing basketball and your pickup game and you're playing defense on someone, and then someone else on your team is not playing any defense whatsoever, and then you just look like a jackass because you're all up in someone's grill. And then they just pass the ball to a guy who's wide open under the basket because your teammate could give two shits about playing defense. And you're like, it just amplifies that much more. Like, it's like, what are you doing? But yes, that is correct, Johnny Carson. I was definitely an aggressive basketball player. Guilty as charged. I took it too serious. Kirkland Red 100s. Ray, I saw you perform the last time you were in New York. Can you do the black person joke you did during your set? It was so funny. I think you're chipping me. Kirtland Red 100th. I think you're chipping me here. So all my jokes are inclusive. I like to include everybody in my jokes. I want everyone to feel safe. This super chat is making me feel triggered right now. Kirkland Red 100s. It's making me feel uncomfortable. But thank you, Kirkland 100s. Yeah, I'm gonna say last time I think I had an Aero Castro joke that I was doing for a while that like close to any racial, but no. Every joke is in good nature. But let me know what that joke is. Kirtland Red 100s. The legend, Phil. Oh, we already read this one. He's not here. But he sees what you're doing. We're back at Moe's Tavern. Phil, have you ever worked with the Mr. Gaginger? I'm afraid to read that name because it's gonna be something not appropriate. It's gonna be something not appropriate. But thank you, the legend. MAGA Ray DeVito. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you back here, MAGA Ray DeVito. Ray, in 2 weeks, we elect the first woman president. Can I get a whoop, whoop, you punk? I don't know who the president's going to I think Trump's going to win. I think Trump is going to win. And here's the thing. If I think Trump's going to win, you're in trouble if you're a Trump fan, because I have been wrong. I have been wrong. The last so many elections. The first time Barack ran, I forget, was it Romney he was running against? Was it Romney? I forget who he was. Or was it George Bush? I think it was George Bush. Whoever Obama beat the first time, I didn't think Obama was going to win. I think Romney's the second guy I ran against. When Obama was up for re-election, so I was 0 for 1 because I thought Obama was going to lose that. So I was 0 for 1. Then the next one, I thought Obama was going to win, and he won. Then the next election, so I'm 1-1 in my prediction. And the next election was Hillary and Trump, right? And I thought Hillary was going to win. I didn't think there was a chance in hell Trump was going to win. And then Trump won. So I was 1 for 2 in my predictions. Then the last one, I just assumed Trump was going to win by a landslide, and he lost. So I'm 1 for 3. And this one, I'm pretty sure Trump's going to win. Trump's going to win this. So I'm either going to be 2 and 3 in my last 5 elections, or I'm going to be 1 and 4. So whatever I say doesn't matter. But I do not think Kamala is going to win this. I don't. I don't. MAGA Ray DeVito. Snatch the weave off a Newport and record it. Oh, man. MAGA Ray DeVito. Come on. We're not. Come on, man. Everyone gets to keep their weaves. MAGA Ray DeVito. In my America, everyone does not. Nobody's gets their snatched. How about that? In my America, we all get snatched. Nobody snatches weave. Instead, we all get snatched. Everybody's having a good time. Has the right lady ever fallen in your lap? Victor Mature. No. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. George, will you please go record Chad's set when he's in Ohio next month? You'll be paid handsomely. Jorge, what do you call it? I'm not a fan. I want every comic to be able. I wanted everyone to get along in this Talverse. I wanted us all to rise up. Instead, everyone wants to everyone just hates everyone. It's the exact opposite of, but no, I'm not. If I was here, I don't think I'm going to be in town anyways. When is it? Next weekend. Next weekend, I got a couple of corporate shows in New York City. I got a pitch meeting in New York City too. Next the first week in November too. I gotta get that ready. And those mean nothing. I've pitched stuff before. The odds, it's like going on an audition. The odds of something happening, very slim, very slim. MAGA Ray DeVito, please describe your America. My America is an America where all comedians or podcasters are allowed to bust each other's balls, and the other comedians and podcasters get to take it as jokes and then try to not destroy each other's lives because they lose a roast battle. If you get out roasted by another comedian or podcaster, you just take the L, you tip the cap to them, and you don't try to ruin their lives. But that's my America. That's my America. Is everyone just able to take the jokes and be cool with it? And everyone tries to have punchlines and don't try to do no malicious stuff. My America is where if someone wants to be a substitute teacher somewhere, you don't try and call and get him fired from that substitute teaching job. That's what I want. And also, if another comedian podcaster wants to homeschool their kids, you don't call the authorities and try to say they're unfit to home teach their children. That is what I want, is just stick with jokes and quit trying to ruin each other's lives, because it's not entertaining. It's just malicious and you're being a dick. But the two examples I'm talking about, they do it consensually. They consensually try to ruin each other's lives, if that makes sense. So that's just what they want to do. They signed off on it, but I don't like. In my America, people will stick more to the humor and leave the maliciousness out of it. If you want to bust balls, that's one thing, but you start being malicious, there's no lines for that. That's what I MAGA Ray DeVito. Do you think the USA should become a national socialist country? No, I do not. It's America, the land of the free, I tell you. The land of the free. But, yeah, if you try to be malicious, you should be held accountable for that. Like, yes, everyone get along, do your thing, but let other people do their thing. Stay within, keep everything in bounds. Everything in bounds. If you get out roasted, you get out roasted. Be like, hey, man, you were funnier than me today. Tip to the cap. His team comedy, it was nice to like roast with each other, and we move on to the next. Not like hold a grudge. All right. But that's my America. And no, it should not become a national socialist country, I believe. All right. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/Ray DeVito. Also, why not get a membership, you punks? All right. Thank you guys for hanging. I'll check you guys out later. That's the show. Peace. Oh, and check out Phil Hunt. All right. Peace.